Hello everyone. Today's topic is kind of pollination. In previous lecture I had already taught about the pollination, that means the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. Now the kind of pollination, basically the pollinations are of two types. The first one is the self pollination and the second one is cross pollination. And the best example was the autogamy and the geitonogamy that occur in the self pollination ways. These two terms, and the third one, that is allogamy, I have already taught about the in the previous lecture. Now the topic is about the cleistogamy. This cleisto means closed, that means the in some plants or in some flowers, basically the example is pansy. This is a kind of flower that do not bear, they basically are in the form of closed shape. They grow close to the ground level and do not open at all, and the anther and stigma lies close to each other, which matures at the same time, and self pollination occurs inside the bud. So the term cleistogamy is basically a closed bud in which the anther and stigma get pollinated inside it. Now basically the self pollination occurs when the flower has bisexual. Basically bisexuals means that contains the both male and the female part or female organ inside the flower. Then the term related to that is called by the name bisexuality. So whenever there is bisexuality in the flower, that means having the both male and female organ, then the self pollination will occur. Now the second term is homogamy. Homogamy means that this ensures self-pollination, and it is necessary that the anther and stigma of a flower must be mature at the same time, then the self-pollination will occur. So there are basically two cases. First one is to have the flower, the bisexual, contains the both and male and female part. Second one is homogamy, that means the anther and stigma should be matured at the same time so that the self-pollination occurs. Now the topic is about the advantages and the disadvantages of self pollination. So we will start with the advantages of self pollination. The first advantage of the self pollination is the stamen, or we can say it is much surer that in such bisexual flowers basically contains the stamen and the carpel matures at the same time. The second one is that the advantage of self pollination occurs, or we can say the main advantage of self pollination shows the parental character are preserved indefinitely. That means the parental character, if the rose plant get self pollinated inside it, the flower will, or the offspring will become only of the rose flower, not of the marigold or any other different flowers. So the parental characters are basically preserved. The third advantages of the self pollination is there is no wastage of pollen grains, because the flowers get the pollen grains from the same anther, and to get the pollen grains into the same stigma of the flowers. So there is no wastage of the pollen grains, and it can also assures that the small amount of pollen grains will suffice, and there is no need of producing of large amount of pollen grains for the pollination. There is basically a few quantity of pollen grains that are required for the self pollination inside the same flowers. The fourth advantages of self pollination is that the flowers need to be large and showy, do not need to be large and showy. That means that they do not have to be attractive to attract the insects for the pollination, and they do not need nectaries so that the insect can attract toward it. The flowers are basically not too large and showy, because self pollination occurs within the flower. That means the if there is one flower, this is stigma in the center. From the anther, the pollen grains will enter into the stigma of the same flowers. So there is no need of the flowers to be large and showy, so that the self pollination, or we can say basically preserved. Now the topic is about the disadvantages of the self pollination. If there is advantage of something, then there must be a disadvantages of the self pollination. The first point says that There is basically, if there is continuous self pollinations, then the generation after generation may lead to the weakening of the variety or the species. If there is continuous growth, or we can say if there is continuous self pollination within the flower, then there is high risk of weakening of the variety or the species. The second one says that if there has any defective or weaker quality or character of the flowers of any variety or breed, that cannot be eliminated. If the flower is basically a sort, then the defective character of that flower will goes to the offspring of that flowers only. So the defective characters of these flowers cannot be eliminated or removed from the first one. Third point says that it does not yield new variety. If we want that rose flowers have a color of red color, I want the rose flower to be in the pink color. So in self pollination there is no chance of growing any new variety of the flower.